All right. Hi, my name is Tyriece Simon, and I have the pleasure of interviewing this man. He is a 5-year veteran in the UFC. He is the pro in the Bro podcast, and he is the head shaker, right?
The brain shaker.
Brain shaker. I know I'm right. I'm all right. The brain shake. He is the brain shaker. Rude boy, Randy Brown. Randy Brown, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. And yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Again, this is a huge honor for me. You're somebody that I've been wanting to interview for a while. Somebody I've been looking at, since your UFC debut. So this is truly an honor for me to meet you.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the support.
So first and foremost, I have to ask this question: how frustrating is it for you to play 12 minutes?
Ah, damn. bro, you don't even know, man. That game is a headache. It's ridiculous.
Bro, I was watching your stream the other day, and like I'm looking at you go through all these scenarios, and I could see you're just ready to go on this game.
I, I haven't touched it since, man. I was just, I was genuinely frustrated. You know, sometimes we stream and we put on for the stream a little bit,
Right.
but nah, man, I was like trying. I was like convicted. Like I need to get this done. I need to do this. I need to get through this, and I just couldn't.
Oh no, you was trying
Couldn't.
hard.
I was trying.
You were trying. You and there was somebody else helping you. Please.
Sophia Lala. Yeah,
Sophia was
she was
trying.
helping me. She
Yeah.
was good. My chat was helping me, and to this day, I just haven't went. People are like, "Yo, just go watch the video on YouTube of how to do it." I'm not watching it. I still didn't watch it. Like I'm gonna figure it out, but it's hard, man. I got out of that room, that initial room. I got out that room,
Uh-huh.
and when you get out that room, there's a whole nother set of things for you to do.
Right.
And I just couldn't. I did it once, and I don't know what I did, and then that's it. I just gave up.
No, the dude. Every time you try to you try to try to do a scenario, and the game is crazy. If you guys people don't know, 12 minutes is a game where you're stuck in a time loop, and you have to make certain scenarios in order to escape out of the time loop and win the game. But Randy Brown kept getting scenarios where you just kept getting packed up by the same dude that kept going through the door.
Yeah, it was frustrating to say the least, man. That was rough. That was rough.
Well, hopefully we'll see you play the game again. I thoroughly enjoyed watching your misery play it. So hopefully hopefully we'll get to see you play it again. But man, I'm glad to have you here. You'll be fighting Jared Gooden October 9th on ESPN Plus. On you can watch it on ESPN Plus. UFC Fight Night. Before we get into that, I would like to ask you first: how'd you get into MMA?
Man, that's a good question. Sometimes I forget. I was a boxer originally. I was in the boxing gyms, came up in the boxing gyms. Looking up to all the boxers. At that time, the just the studs that were around at that era. But the Paul Williams, the Arturo Gotti. That when Floyd was like really making a run at that time when he fought Ricky Hatton. That's when I really was heavily involved in boxing. And then I just one day I was going to TCI. I was going to school TCI in the city. It's right down the street from Enzo Gracie Academy. I traveled back and forth from Jamaica a lot, even as a kid. And I didn't have a boxing gym to train in when I came back from Jamaica. My coach, he passed away. So I was looking for just another gym to somewhere to go. And I ended up stumbling upon Henzo Gracie Academy. Definitely not a boxing gym, but a combat gym. So I was just curious. I walked in there, and the rest is history. When I walked in there, they got these little dudes in there with gis on. And my mind, I just called it a karate suit. Got on a karate suit, and I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I'll give it a try.
Right.
And I had little 125, 35-pound dudes tying me up in a pretzel, and I was like, shit, man, this is kind of crazy. And started doing jiu-jitsu ever since. Saw BJ Penn versus Joe Stevenson.
Yeah.
And now the rest is history. I haven't looked back since.
We're going to talk about your jiu-jitsu in a little bit. Your last victory, man. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it to him? So let me ask you this. So you grew up in Massachusetts, right?
No, I
You
don't
did?
even. I've never even been to Massachusetts. Well, I've been there. I was born there, but
Okay.
that's about it.
So
So
you were born in
dad did,
Massachusetts though.
yeah, my dad did some business out there, and
Okay.
my mom went on a trip to go visit him, and well, not visit him, to go get him. You know, they had that thing going on, right? And when
The rest is history.
yeah, and I just happened to be born in Massachusetts, know nothing about Massachusetts. You know, I just was born in Massachusetts, and then I went back to New York after the birth. You know, I came back to New York after the birth, and then that's when they sent me to Jamaica. Right, they sent me to Jamaica when I was like 3, live with my grandma.
Okay. So so well, my next question was going to be, how did you end up in Queens? You fight out of Queens, right?
Yeah, that's where my mom lived. My mom lived
Uh-huh.
in Queens, you know, and then she sent me to Jamaica. So every time I would come back from Jamaica, I'd come to Queens. All right. And then when I officially came back to stay when I was about 17, I lived in Queens with my brother, and I went to Jamaica High School, you know, and I live in Queens right now to this day.
You know the reason why I say that is because your boy, me, I'm also from Queens. So like, this is another reason why it's like, oh my God, I'm talking to somebody that's from Queens that I can relate
Cool.
to.
Oh wow. What part of Queens are you from?
So I'm from. It's weird because Long Island doesn't claim me, and Queens doesn't really claim me either. Like
Yeah.
I'm in the border between. I'm in Rosedale.
Oh,
If
you're
you
in Rose?
know, if you know Rosedale's like Long Island don't claim you, and Queens don't claim you. So like you just,
You're right there, limbo.
whoever wants me.
Now Rosedale's Queens, man. Rosedale's Queens.
They don't think that way though. Like
I'm near Rosedale.
are you near
I'm like
Rosedale?
Springfield Gardens right now.
Okay. No, I grew up in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Ah, nice.
But like Southside don't look at Rosedale as Queens; they think of it as Long Island. And Long
Yeah.
Island don't claim you, so it's like, where we
Right.
at?
So good.
But yeah, it's a huge. And that's one of the things that when watching your fights and stuff like that, and how I followed you was that like I was like, man, I like all these UFC fighters, but like there's nobody that that from Queens. I need some Queens representation. It's like Randy Brown's like, oh, that's my guy. That's the guy. That's the guy I'm looking forward to now.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I appreciate that.
Most definitely. So what made you train with let me make sure I'm saying it right. Budokan?
Budokan.
Budokan Martial Arts Academy.
Well, another crazy story, right? Budokan Martial Arts is a Renzo Gracie affiliate.
Oh, okay.
So as a Renzo Gracie black belt, he started his school. Nardu Debra, he started his school, and his school happened to be in Valley Stream. I met him in the city so as I was training, everybody knew, I was very, wide-eyed and full of ambition when I first started mixed martial arts, right? And I already knew instantly when I started when I was a white belt, I knew exactly what I wanted. I was like, well, all right, I like jiu-jitsu. Maybe I could fight MMA. After I seen the Joe Stevenson fight, I was like, yeah, I could beat all these dudes, right? And I wanted to fight. And I let that be known that I wanted to fight. Renzo Gracie Academy was not really the place to become a professional fighter, in my opinion, right? At the time, maybe later on it did become that, but at the time, no. So there was a guy, his name is Jay. He was really cool with me. He always was helping me out with a bunch of stuff. He knew I wanted to fight. And he told me, man, I know a guy that trains a lot of fighters, and this is the guy you need to go see. Trust me. He's the guy. I want to connect the two of you. And he kept telling me, and I'm like, cool. One day I was at a tournament, and he introduced me to him at the jiu-jitsu tournament. And he was like, yeah, man, met Nardu, Sensei Nardu. He's like, come down to my school, man. Definitely come train. And he just said that. He said he thought that I would never come because everybody wants to fight. Nobody really wants to fight. Or everybody said, yeah, I'm going to come, and they don't come.
Right.
Turns out it was in Valley Stream. I was in Rosedale at the time. All right. So I was like, oh, it's near. So I jogged there. And when I jogged there, right when I was getting there, it started to rain. Right. So he was like impressed that I actually came. I jogged, I didn't have a car.
Right.
And he was like, oh, you serious? You want to fight? And, he always says a lot of people act like they want to fight, but they don't. Right. They want to fight, but they just want the glory of fighting. They don't want to put in the work, what it actually takes to become a fighter. So he tested me, man. He asked me if I really want to fight. I trained with his guys. I did really good in the grappling, and then he took me to fight. And 2 weeks after that, 2 weeks after I met him, he took me to a fight, amateur fight. And
So
yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, I was gonna say, so he wore you out first, and then said, "All right, you ready?"
Oh yeah. He put me through it, right? And then so I went to this fight in Philadelphia. It was called Locked in the Cage. I'll never forget. I fought this kid named Travis Funk, and I had no wrestling ability. I just had, an amateur boxer. I had good hands, right? And that was about it. So we used. The guy just pretty much threw me around the octagon the whole time, right? I'm talking from round 1 to round 3. This guy could have threw me out the cage if he wanted to. That's how bad he was whooping me, right? He was just throwing me around. But he never really wanted to throw a kick or punch. He just wanted to grapple me, and it just frustrated the hell out of me. And at the very end, 10 seconds left, I caught him with a ninja choke, right? Signature ninja choke that I do from time to time. I actually caught him with that. That was my first submission in MMA, my first fight. My first win was via submission. And rest is history, man. After that, I didn't fight in like 2 years, and he just had me train, and he saw that I was serious, and that was it. We went on to win a couple belts as an amateur. Then we went pros, won a couple belts, and then here we are today, still together doing it.
That is an incredible story, man. That's an incredible story. I've never heard this story from you before either. Like the determination you showed early on. And how old were you at this time?
I had to have been maybe 18.
18.
Yeah.
18. So we're talking, early on, you had this determination, which we see to this day from you in the octagon, and you carried that from all these years. And I also noticed that Stevenson fight has played a pivotal role in your career.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, BJ Penn was one of those guys that we looked up to based off of, he had hands, man. He had hands, and it's just someone we respected, especially as a boxer coming into the sport. You know what I mean? You know what you look at, you know what you respect. I respected that at that time before anything else.
Well, hopefully we don't see you, licking the blood off your gloves and stuff like
that.
Nah. It's different time. Yeah. So you've been fighting in the UFC for 5 years. You fought monsters. You fought the Nico Prices of the world. You fought the Brian Barberina of the world. You fought Vicente Luque. Like, you fought a tough recently. Cowboy Oliveira. At this point in your career in the UFC, do you feel like you're a proven name? Like, when people see your name on the marquee, on the billing, that they know they're going to see a great fight from you?
1,000%, 1,000%. I'm very proud of that now. You know what I mean? I mean, I've had my ups, I've had my downs, but there's one thing that people know when they show up, when they see Randy Brown on the card, they know that it's going to be a banger. You know what I mean? I have 87% finish rate, so that means 80% of the time somebody's getting finished, right? For sure, I think that people like to see me fight, and then because they know that, hey, it's going to be action packed.
I remember the Warley Alves fight and the performance you did there, and I was just like, man, this dude is going to be you're going to be in a contention soon. I think you're on your way to right now with the win over Jared Gooden on October 9th. Let me ask you this. So Jared Gooden, right? He's coming off a win. I think his first win in the UFC in July 31st, I believe. What are your thoughts on him as an opponent, and how has your preparation been for the fight?
Jared Gooden is a tough guy. Is someone that I believe is a little underrated right now, and can kind of sneak up on you. So with him, I took him extremely serious, and I know he's coming to fight. He's a guy that's gonna, it's like me. He fights. He throws hands. He's in a position where a win over me could put him in a lot closer to top 15. You know what I mean? So he's hungry, and I've been in his position plenty of times. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure I'm going into this, I'm going to be the favorite, and I expected to win and all that. But I've been in his shoes so many times that it puts a battery and a chip on my shoulder, saying like, yo, okay, I'm gonna show these people something. You wanna doubt me? I'm gonna show you something, right? And I think he's in that position right now. So I'm taking him extremely serious, and I'm putting in the work. And he's dangerous on the feet mostly, I think. On the ground, not so much. I think on the ground is where I have a significant advantage.
Yep.
I think that I could beat him anywhere. You know what I mean? But on the ground is a lot more. But I like him. Seems like a good dude. Aggressive style, coming forward. I enjoy those kind of fights. So nothing to it, nothing to it but to do it. I think he's a good fighter. And the game plan, getting ready for it, it's been a lot of boxing and a lot of grappling, meat and potatoes. And I just say that straight up and say what it is.
Like your last fight, I think I've never seen you as sharper. Like the performance you put on, you dropped Charles Oliveira with the right hand. You choked him out with one arm in a rear naked choke. When I'm watching that fight, the only thing that came to my mind was the boondock scene. Please tell me, is when the guy's standing there is like, what did that do to make him that mad? So I asked you, Randy Brown, what happened? Because you were just focused. You like there was tension going into the fight for sure. But you were on another level that night. You were just animated. You were dialed in. You were focused, and you put on one hell of a performance. And I haven't seen Charles Oliveira since. So what's going on?
Alex Oliveira.
Alex Oliveira.
September, I think he's fighting Nico Price. I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I believe in that fight, man. It was just, I don't know, man. It was honestly, I showed up to do what I needed to do anyway, regardless of what the situation was prior to the fight. That's how it was going to play out. It's not like he made me mad and then now I'm mad. It's gonna be different, That's not what it is. That's how that fight was gonna be, regardless. The aftermath after the fight is what would have been different had there been more respect. What did he do to make me mad? Honestly, it all boils down to just a misunderstanding, man. But you know how it is as New Yorkers, bro. It's all about respect, right? And he's a guy that I actually looked up to going into the fight. Someone I had a ton of respect for all week. If you watch any interview I did, media, it was nothing but love, nothing but respect. When I seen him, I actually walked up to him and gave him a hug, right? And I said, and I told him, hey, we're gonna have a hell of a fight, But dude, something got lost in translation that I posted on my Instagram, right? Okay. And then he thought that I was like talking about him, but I wasn't. It was just like it was a video of a guy dancing, saying that, and it caption read, "This is gonna be me when Charles Oliveira dancing, because he's known to dance, right?
Yes,
I'm gonna be dancing too, right? So I have a dance off, right?" And I guess he took that as me clowning him or something like that. So then at the face off, backstage, everything was good at the face off. Then even so, it would have been cool, right? Everything is all right. I guess when the face off, he started going crazy in my face and all that. Even then, I was like, oh damn, all right, he getting himself in the zone. All right, cool, right? We're gonna scrap, right? And still no hard feelings. Backstage, we got into a little scuffle backstage after that. Like a lot of people don't know that. Twice we got into it, even at the rules meeting, we got into it. So I'm like, all right, now this is something different. This is something different. And I just reacted after the fight.
That's when that New York mentality came in, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
You pieced it up though, right after the fight, right?
Yeah, definitely. We pieced it up and it's all love. It was just my manager spoke to him, spoke to his manager. His manager speaks English, and then he kind of just translated everything and we buried it right then and there.
That's good. I know he's thinking. Thank God. But so shout out to Alex Oliveira, who'll be fighting Nico Price. You said in September. So no, not September, October, whatever it is.
Yeah, October actually. Yeah, October.
Yeah, we're already at the end of September. But I'll be interested to see how he rebounds from that. But sticking on you, man. Your performance really got people looking at you once again as someone that could be in that top 15. If with a win over Jared Gooden, have you already got somebody in mind who you want to fight, or do you want to look at the top 15, or what's your plan?
Again, man, I don't want to disrespect this dude or look past him in any kind of way. Right now, he's in front of me, and I want to take him serious. So I'm just locked in on this dude. You know what I mean? So after, who knows what comes to my mind after when I get the mic in that moment. But right now, I'm locked in on him. I haven't even really thought about anybody else. I'm gonna just go in there and get the job done.
Well, again, we can all see it October 9th on UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus. I can't wait to see it. I'm again, you're somebody that I look forward to watching whenever you're on the card. So I can't wait to see you perform again.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So, before we let you go, I have a couple of questions. One of them being, what made you start a podcast, the Pro and the Bro?
The pandemic. Pandemic made me start a podcast.
You guys get some workout, right?
Yeah, man. We just home bored, man. It's like nothing to do, and you know, I was just like, I should start a podcast. My brother-in-law hit me. He was like, bro, yeah, you'd be good at a podcast, and I'm like, oh, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we just started a podcast in the backyard, and then I started building PCs. I learned how to build a PC all within the pandemic. Yeah, and the PC that I'm using here, I built it. I got a streaming PC that I built and a gaming PC. So I did that. I did that, and I also started a podcast. Pandemic did it all, man. Blame it on the pandemic.
It sounds like you said, hey, it sounds like you said I'm gonna start a podcast, but he didn't say anything, and you just said, "No, you coming with me now."
Kind of that too. That too. A little bit. It's like, yeah, bro, I'm starting a podcast, bro. Come on, let's go.
It's like, all right, sounds good to me.
He was like, "You'll be good at that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I think so. Let's go."
Yeah, you too. Come on. And not for nothing. I was watching a bunch of your videos, prepping for this interview. And I have to say, you guys are great together. Like, you have a great chemistry. Obviously, he's your brother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
And you guys have great chemistry on the mic. Great comedic timing. I think you guys are both funny. And then also, your analytic breakdown on fights is really, really well done. Like, how has it been, transitioning from, being a fighter to now breaking down other people's fights?
That was actually more difficult than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Only because fighters are sensitive, right? And I feel weird about talking about another fighter's skill set, because that's just not something you do. You know what I mean? So I had to take myself out of the fighting world real quick and put myself in a media place, and where it's easy for everyone. That's why fighters a lot of times don't like the media. Right? Because everyone just fires shit off and just says whatever they want to say, and it's kind of like disrespectful in a way. So I try my best to not disrespect the guys, but at the same time being brutally honest. You know what I mean? So it's a balance, and it's hard. I'm still trying to figure it out.
No, I think you do a really well done. Again, you could follow the Pro and the Bro podcast on YouTube, on Twitter as well, on Twitch. You're on your Twitch channel, Touch and Go 170. You have the Bro and the Pro and the Bro podcast. Sorry,
we go every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and Sunday.
So you're gonna be doing a recap of UFC 266.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
This Sunday.
And again, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, please watch the prediction show. Again, this is gonna be this coming out afterwards. But again, that prediction show, I thought you guys were hilarious, especially you guys touching on John Jones early on in the podcast. I broke down laughing. You have a couple of takes there. We talk about fighters being sensitive. You have a couple of takes there. It's like,
my chat is always on my ass, man. They don't give me any breaks. I tell you.
And that's another thing. I'm impressed by you in your Twitch. I'm talking positively and praising you, and it sounds like I'm maybe being too much of a fan, I guess you want to call it. But like, I think I really do think your Twitch channel and your podcast is really, really done well. And I think you do a good job of interacting with your fans. Like, I see a lot of fighters on Twitch that will just play video games, but you actually do a good job of playing video games, or whether you're doing a podcast, but also remembering to interact with your fans.
Absolutely, that's I take pride in that. That was huge for me coming into it. Is that building a community, right? That was really important for me, because they also helped me out a lot. Right now, my Discord is just running. They're just in there going crazy.
I can hear it. I can hear it through the audio.
And they're always in there just talking about whatever, right? But I wanted to build a community where, with people that are not just because the fight fans are fickly, right? But if you can find those few, they're few and far in between, but when you find them, those are the people who are always going to really be with you no matter what, whether you're winning, whether you lost, those are your forever fans, So I wanted to create that family dynamic through my Discord, right? So they can talk to me any time of the day, right? These are my real fans, my true fans that I consider my friends, right? So they'll message me and at me in the day, and I'll be doing whatever, and I'll just write back in the chat. We're cracking jokes. People are like, "Oh, I can't wait for the show." They get the alerts whenever I go live, so they're always going to be there. You know what I mean? And I wanted to create something like that, and we successfully did that, and it's still growing. So I'm just happy for that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. Not only you being a fighter and you going towards being a champion, but also you have your foot in the business aspect. With Twitch, with your podcasting. I'm sure you have other business ventures going on as well, where you're not just relying on fighting. You're also using your brain and your mindset and going these other realms, which I think you are. I honestly think you have a bright future if you want as a commentator or an analyst. I really do.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I just gotta stop cursing so much.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, turn down a little bit. again, for even though prediction, whatever, the first 5 minutes of that podcast where you talking about John Jones, gold. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Most definitely. So check out the Touch and Go 170 Twitch channel, your Twitch channel, the Pro and the Bro podcast. I believe also Twitch right now in the month of September, they're giving a discount on Twitch subscribers.
Yep.
So you could definitely subscribe at a discount rate, and also if you $2.99, and if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, it's also free.
Yes,
so there you go. Before I let you go, a couple of things I want to ask you some fun questions real quick. You're a gamer. You love playing video games. Xbox or PlayStation?
PC.
Okay. You stay Xbox
before PC. I just wanted
to. Okay. Well, you build your own PCs now, so you don't have to worry about it no more.
Yeah.
You're not in the war. I'm in the war with Xbox and PlayStation. I constantly fight that fight. You're neutral.
Yeah, I'm neutral right now. But I tell you what, I still, it's plugged into the PC though, right?
What?
Xbox controller.
There you go. Represent. Sponsor also. By the way, UFC, put them in the game. Let me ask you this: you're playing 12 minutes. You stop playing now. Hopefully, you get back on. Mm-hmm. But what game right now you're looking forward to playing on stream, or what games do you love going back to playing on stream?
All right, so there's 2 games I'm looking forward to right now. Man, if you know anything about my gaming style, right, is that I love decision-making based games like 12 minutes. I'm all about that, right? That's where you get the most interactions with chat, and they help you out and all that. So games that you have, any decision that you make, it affects the outcome of that actual game, right? And how you interact, the dynamics between you and different characters and all that, right? Mm-hmm. So honestly, man, I love playing The Walking Dead. I go back to that a lot, where you make the decisions and you can play that many different ways with many different outcomes, right? Right now, there's a game coming out called Man of Medan, and they have a bunch of different series. It's a book, and there's another chapter coming out. Same thing, you make the decisions, and depending on the decisions that you make, people may or may not die and that kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
Game that I'm looking forward to right now is called, I think it's called The Day Before, and that's going to be a open world game. It's like a zombie apocalypse type thing. So me and the Discord got a whole plan to, build up. It's like DayZ. You have your own area. It's an open world. You play against other players and all that. So we're going to build, and take over one side of the map, and anybody that comes in that server, just know they got to pay their dues.
That sounds like fun. That sounds like mad fun, actually.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
I'm surprised that I thought you was going to say this game, so I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm surprised you didn't have Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think is going to be a decision-based game, kind of like the Telltale games. Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that. I saw it. I just wasn't impressed with the graphics, so I didn't really pay any attention to it. But I saw it. I see it. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm going to watch it on Twitch and see what's what.
Yeah, I think that game is going to be like a decision-based where, like, scenarios in the game will change if you do this or do that, which I'm looking forward to that as well. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question. You could decline this answer or decline answering because I don't know how. Ready? Fight Night or EA UFC? Which is the better game series?
Oh, Fight Night.
I'm surprised you answered that question. I was not prepared for you to answer that question.
I'm boycotting the EA because they don't have me in the game. I don't even play UFC.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's talk that talk, girl. Talk that talk. Put them in the game, and you will change the decision. But for right now, EA Fight Night. I
love Fight Night. I've always loved Fight Night. I played that game for Fight Night Round 3 was my favorite one. They used Roy Jones, chopping people up. I switched the controls to the buttons instead of the analog, and I go crazy.
Even the latest one, like the last one they did, it still holds up to this day. The Fight Night Champion, it still holds up to this day. EA, get your stuff together, put Randy Brown in the game. That's nothing. I don't understand with you being a Twitch streamer and you have other, fighter Twitch streamers that are out right now. Mm-hmm. Why don't they look to you guys as the almost ambassadors for the game?
I don't know. It would make a lot of sense. Every time I get in there, every time I play EA Sports, my chat is just like, why aren't you in this game? Everybody, every time I'm on Twitch, I'm getting tweets. Why aren't you in this game? EA, they're tweeting EA, they're tweeting me. That's all good though. Eventually, I just got to get my clout up, get a couple more bodies under my belt, and then we're good to go.
No disrespect to Kazmat Chimaev, but I don't think Kazmat Chimaev is playing EA UFC games right now.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I don't think he's gonna help you earn that bread back. So again, show Randy Brown some love, and also UFC. You're on Twitch. Also, send some love to Touch and Go 170 as well. That would also be great. And lastly, who gave you the nickname Rude Boy?
Rude Boy. That was my coach. I guess because I was Jamaican. That was the first thing he thought about.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
I was just super unruly. Nah, I was just like, you're Jamaican, right? You know, super unruly. He always felt like, Rude Boy. I was just like, all right, Rude Boy.
All right, that's not problematic at all. That's all fine. Well, thank you, Randy Brown. I appreciate you for giving me your time. I know you have a lot of other things going on. You have a show to prepare for tomorrow. You have other things going on tonight as well.
Sure.
But I definitely appreciate you giving me the time. I can't wait to see you fight on October 9th against Jared Gooden on ESPN Plus. Thank you, sir. Anybody want to shout out any sponsors, any promotions you want to share?
No, man. Just we did all the promo, man. Shout out to my Twitch. Oh, I actually do a on YouTube. It's called I have a series on YouTube now called Real Rude, right?
Oh, nice.
It's basically a vlog. It's just a vlog of my life as of recent, you know what I mean? Just me preparing for my fight, me just hanging out with my friends, me riding my bikes, doing all this stuff. So it's a series daily or weekly. So every week it comes out. So check it out. It's on my YouTube is Rude Boy TV. So Rude Boy Space TV. You can check that out. Check it
out. And also again, we're in September. What are they calling it now on Twitch? September. Where you get a discount on Twitch, discounts with subscriptions, and you can also use your free Amazon Prime subscription to also subscribe to Mr. Randy Brown. Thank you, Mr. Randy Brown, for coming on today. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man.